Welcome back, YouTube. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the break of formation and the possibility of a death cross coming up here very soon. So if we take a look here at the previous trend line, which is the one that we have here, this is the one that we were chugging along since, what was this, late March, March 27th. And we were pretty much being consistent here, got many rejections here. This was the established trend. And then, of course, we had the breakdown here, which pretty much was just us filling the gap here. And we literally caught support right at the end of this big candle here. The issue with this is bringing this red line here is the 200-day average. So when you I want to say this here because when you have a asset trend in a very small window, what you're going to get is more so like a flat line with the 200-day moving average. Nothing wrong with that in a normal circumstance. But your 14-day or your shorter term measuring sticks are going to be the ones that's moving a lot. And you may have an indication here saying that, okay, there's going to be a breakdown here even further. Because if you see back here where we had the 200-day and the 72 kind of just chugging along with each other, we'll see that we actually got a cross right here, mid-trend line. And it went up, and it would seem like it was ignored, and then boom, it was filled. So, and you can also see here where you also had the cross of the short term, because this with the 14-day was saying that, okay, well, this is going to be a rally. And they're like, oh my God, it's a golden cross. And this is when you had it play out, because obviously that's the short term. But the long-term indicator was saying something else. So this is why you can kind of see where I was saying that we would have to retest up here before, and it depends off the momentum here, whether or not we'd have the strength to retest up here, because this wick is really long. So that's definitely a strong rejection. So we had the literally like this spaghetti thing going on here with these indicators, but they were all saying, the short term was saying, okay, we're going to have a rally in the short term. The long term was saying, okay, we need more liquidity. We're going to have that breakdown and go grab that liquidity. And that's what happened here. Now, the issue with this is this red line is 200-day, and it's now in position to be crossed by our 14-day MA. The first time was the 72-day crossing the 200-day, but now this is the 14-day MA that's getting ready to cross the 200-day MA. So what does this mean? Ultimately, this can mean a couple of things here, but in both cases, it means that there needs to be liquidity here in order to grab some liquidity here before you can even think about retesting some of these levels. It means that the strength is not there to retest those levels. So that's technically what this means. It's going to reach down, grab some support here. Like we've seen here, it was, you had this rejection here, you went down into this area here, which has been established as our major liquidity pool, reached down, grabbed some, went to retest, rejection, went down, grabbed some, and went to retest. And the question is, okay, if we have this cross here, is it likely that we're going to reach down into here and grab some liquidity? And it absolutely is. We typically can get some bounces here at around like the 7 range, depending on a couple of factors here, obviously like macros and whether or not shorts are going to pile in. I can determine whether we get the bounce here or whether or not we're actually going to reach into this area here. This mid-range between the low 6s and the 7 range, if we're going to tap into that area here, that is going to be determined by the strength of the breakdown, obviously. But if we get this cross here, that is an indicator. Even if it doesn't happen immediately, do not discount that from actually being a fulfilling like prophecy here by the indicators. The biggest thing that you want to keep in mind is, historically speaking, this is the absolute ideal range to buy Dogecoin. If you would have bought Dogecoin in this range at any time within the last few years, it would have been almost impossible for you to lose money. It gave this range right here, this 7 cent and below range, it has had it's not saying 100% return, but it's 100% of the time it gave a return. If you're buying in that range, if your average is in that range, you have not lost money. You have not been in a position to lose money. You've had like some flash crashes and stuff like that down, but those typically for even resolve themselves within a day. Like this is, and if we have the opportunity here, especially for you guys who are whether you're trading or you're long term, if you have the opportunity to get into this range here, not financial advice, I'm just telling you what I see in the charts, where even where my average is, where even if you just look right here, and we can go back here. I mean, it always, even before, this is the Elon purchase here, even before there, it always came back and rallied out of this area. I'm telling you, do your own research. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, but that area is like the meat and bones. It's a no-brainer here in that area. And I'm not saying that we should root for it to go there. Obviously, it's going to do what it's going to do. But if you are looking to, if your average is up here, if you're looking to trade and make some quick money, whatever you want to do, I'm not here to tell you how to play. I'm telling you that this is the absolute ideal area to have an entry, really. So keep that in mind, but we're ultimately going to have to keep charting this here. We have like a couple days here before we can kind of get that cross to indicate what direction that we're going to go. And we'll really just kind of see if it's going to fulfill itself or not. But ultimately, that will be a really just a great opportunity here to pick up some coins or to make some money. Shorts are pretty much flatlined. Nothing significant here. Down 8.29% on the day. Trending along the 14-day MA. So yeah, this is not shorts coming in to push the price down and stuff like that. This is just you have an opportunity. You had the window here where it was like, and this is what I said in an older video. I said that just like, okay, are we going to retest? Are we going to go up into the teens and stuff like that, or retest our previous lines? And it really just depended on the time in between that switch that Elon made on Twitter and the actual announcement. Because I said that and it's really the case. I said that if Elon may put the Dogecoin on Twitter, and that was just kind of like a bat signal to the community saying, hey, we're working on this. And then he came out with it, said next week, hey, Dogecoin Twitter payments ready to go. Then you could have capitalized off of that momentum and kind of just picked up where you left off. And then we would have ascended to a higher high. But if there's a gap in between that, if that was just a, hey, I haven't forgot about you guys, this is still coming, we're working on it, but it's going to come 6 months later or something like that, then that momentum from that initial announcement is not going to be able to carry you over until the next one, if that makes sense. So it really just depends on that gap in time there. So, and I really think that's what's happening here. I think that though people who are initially excited or jumped in and were hoping for quick money, and when that didn't happen, they're panicking or getting out and stuff like that because it's not happening right now. So, and that's to be expected, and that's literally what happened here. We filled the gap, and we're going to probably consolidate somewhere around where we were before the actual announcement. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is, again, this is the golden opportunity here based off of history to have a decent entry. So with that being said, let me know how you guys are playing the coins. Let me know what you think about this death cross approaching, what you're going to be doing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and until next time.